David never wanted to grow up, so he was the ideal weekend dad. He got to do all the fun stuff and play, and they got to hang out and lots of video games and eat a lot out of like pizza.
Some of the happiest memories with my dad was like when we used to just hang out at his house. He was just a family kind of person, and he just like loved us all. I was with my dad and my stepmom. We were just visiting some family, and then we got in the car to drive me home at about 1. It was kind of just them talking on the way back, and I was just listening to music. And then shortly after, at about 1:30 is when the actual crash happened.
The other driver, she had drank all night, woke up in someone's house, got back in her car, and headed out. It's 1:30 in the afternoon on a Sunday. So you're not thinking about impaired driving.
What I saw was the car hit a trailer in front of us and straight on to our car. We kind of just flew into the ditch, and the car caught on fire, and it like engulfed the entire car. A police officer that was off duty at the time came up to the car, and somebody had a fire extinguisher.
Because nobody knew Kenz was in the back, and was trying to kick the window out with her feet when she had no shoes on, anything, and she couldn't budge the windows.
So they tried to spray my dad off because they thought he was the only one left in the car.
And that's when they realized there was actually a child in the back. Somebody threw him a baseball bat. He smashed the window and pulled her out, and then they got several feet away and the car went completely up. So she saw everything. I was sitting on the front step having a coffee, and the phone rang. And they said there'd been a crash and that Mackenzie was there with them, but that her dad and whoever was with him in the car had passed away. So they said to start heading up and we could come see her, and that she had burns. That's all they said, was she had burns. She was just covered in soot. Like her hair was burnt off, and she was just in shock.
3rd-degree burns on my back, 2nd-degree on my hand and my legs. And then I had a broken tailbone and a separated clavicle. The first time I tried to walk, which was like 2 days after, I almost like blacked out completely because it was like a lot of just trauma on my body, so.
It's mostly Kenz and I now. And I took my 13-year-old for Father's Day to pick her dad's headstone, which is ludicrous.
The things that have changed in my life was that I don't see my dad anymore, or my stepmom, obviously. When I graduate from high school, he's not going to be there, and at my wedding, or if like I have a child, his kid's never going to meet his grandpa. I think my injuries healed. Some of them healed faster than others. Some of them haven't even healed yet, and it's already been a year and a half. But mentally, I don't think any of that's going to heal altogether.
She's moodier, she's angry. She was no longer a little girl that played with Barbies and loved anime and Pokemon. She was just completely different.
It just made me feel upset that someone would even think that was a good idea, and it was so careless. Because like, there's always a chance of you hurting someone or yourself or killing someone even.
You never expect in broad daylight on a Sunday that someone's going to come after you head on. This woman thinks that she only killed Dave and Charlotte, but Kenz left June 28th as one person and came back different. Still a beautiful human being and still sweet, but not the same person.